I'll tell you why Turkey, because a lot of Kashmiri students have been attracted or seduced by Turkey to go out there and are actually being radicalized out there. And it is, I blame the government of India, despite having known it for the last, at least this government, we should have expected them to do something about it. They knew it for the last 10 years that this has been happening, and they have turned a blind eye. Yeah, these guys have even invited Erdogan, the bloody criminal. They've invited Erdogan to India and met him out here. He's at a state visit. Why would you invite a guy like Erdogan, yaar? These third-rate bloody Turks, why do you want to even engage with them? And but these fellows, the Turks,
we keep
Turkey has become the largest center for
talking about the home of the caliph like that.
He can go and screw himself. But it has become the largest anti-India propaganda center in the world.
And Paji continues to. It's not just recently.
Yeah. And they have a double strategy. What Turkey does is, the minute you're an Indian, forget your religion. They will give you such good offers that you're seduced to go to Turkey.
No,
that's why
that's not happening.
That's why all your weddings are happening in Turkey. They'll give you better, the way it is, and the government needs to come down on this association with Turkey and Bangladesh. And I'm repeating, our next terror attack will happen from Bangladesh. This one had a Bangladesh connection. Our next one will be from Bangladesh. Bangladesh is out of control. This government has zero clue on how to deal with it. And why are students going to Bangladesh even now?
Yeah, I can't understand.
Get them here, give them admission.
I'll tell you why. This is the classic Indian problem, Indian lacuna of externalizing all your problems. कोई ये पूछ रहा नहीं है why is there such a paucity of medical
college? Yes,
because everybody knows the mafia controls it, the education mafia,
all politicians,
that the education mafia controls it. Everybody goes after reservation without asking, boss, there is no mother in this country that doesn't think her baby is the next Steve Jobs or Bill Gates. Epstein list mein aa gaya.
My mother never
but
thought
who doesn't think.
Your mother also thought you were the next.
Yeah, she used to call me a failure because I didn't get into she
medical college.
My mom was honest. She said,
in our time it was like,
my mom was honest. She said, "तो waiter ही बनेगा." Waiter ही बनेगा.
Yeah, but listen.
My mom used to say, "Nee rotla wakkandu piccha vaanga pore na ye picche." मतलब कुत्ता तू रास्ते पे बैठ के भीख मांगेगा.
हाँ, okay. There's always Sharma ji का बेटा जो medical college में चला गया.
This is when I told
Gupta
her.
जी का बेटा जो CA कर गया.
This is when I told her I didn't want to do BCom and when I wanted to do BA history. This is what she told me.
Oh my God, art subject.
Art subject, my God.
Yeah. No prospect of getting married anyway.
She didn't know I was gay at that time, so that वो ठीक है, वो माफ कर दिया. But
नहीं, marriage से क्या relation है gay का? You can get married.
No, not in India. No, it's not.
You can have a union.
A gay can get married to a woman.
That is also there.
No, two men can have a union.
ठीक है, let's finish.
Let's finish with this.
So
medical colleges.
You keep talking about reservation without talking about why. Nobody is talking about buying more pizzas. Everybody is only talking about smaller slices within the pizza.
Okay.
And this is a huge problem. So, they manage to divert you every single time on this path. Now, let us come again. Why can't, I have always said this, if Hindu temples aren't given back to Hindus, Hinduism will die as a religion. On the other hand, if you give the temples back to Hindus in the way I'm seeing it right now, it will also kill the religion. You know why? Because caste comes into everything. Okay. When you have a problematic relation with exclusion and you have the loudest voices in give the Hindu temples back advocating for that exclusion to continue, this is one issue. The second issue is, have you seen some of the traditional trustees of temples, Madurai Meenakshi Amman Koil, if it is given back, do you know who the chief trustee becomes? PTR. The Tamil Nadu DMK finance minister. Do you want somebody like PTR becoming the trustee of? Not that the current head of the Hindu religious and charitable endowments is any good.
After it is done.
So, first sort out your problems.
Okay. Take the caste element out.
Take the caste element out.
Egalitarian way of doing it.
Done by legislation where, again, you say that a temple, there can be by law no discrimination.
The moment you make a law and you make a legislation on how a temple is to be
You are
run.
impeaching.
You
on
are
Article
already-
20.
the government.
You are
You're
Article
fighting the
25.
government.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Now, here is the interesting thing.
That's true.
Meenakshi Jain's ma'am's sister Sandhya Jain wrote the book on Sabarimala. I don't think anybody is bothered reading it. You know, there is a goddess up on the hill. There is a goddess up on the hill. Everybody should read that book because it is very clear out there that the legal strategy that needed to be adopted is that this is a separate panth, it is a separate sampradaya,
Right, yeah.
etc., which was not done. Okay, you see, there is no justification for legal stupidity. You want to get things done properly,
Yeah,
then
but
do
they
it.
tried it with the Anand Margi.
The Ayodhya temple, the Shankaracharyas will not go there. There is that. I mean, now the whole thing is that some of them are in court, whether they're legal, they are legally Shankaracharyas or not Shankaracharyas. They will not go there. They will not accept it that it is a legal temple. वही सारा
नहीं, but
चलता
apart
है.
from all
जिसको
that,
जाना तो
देखो,
श्रद्धालु
जब
को क्या
when the
फर्क पड़ता है?
Anand Margis or the Ramakrishna Mission said that we are a separate sampradaya, right? The same argument. It was not accepted by the courts.
There are so many mutts like that even in Karnataka
but
and all
so-
that.
so
It's
do
like
you
very
know that
bad.
there is
One
one
point before you go to
Gayatri
Anand,
Yeah,
just one
there
point.
is
And then
that's what I'm
you
saying.
should
Now,
answer
here's the
your issue.
Now, see, you have to understand this is a huge dilemma. I'm trying to get at it, but you're not letting me finish. Every time
you're not letting me
speak.
the Sikhs started off as tell me where do any of the 10 gurus say they are separate from Hindus?
They don't.
They never do.
Yeah.
But it is now to the point where to be a Hindu is completely antithetical to being a Sikh.
Or to being
Okay.
a Sikh is being antithetical to being a
Yeah, so, mutually exclusive.
Same, yeah.
No, it's not mutually
no, the
exclusive.
Sikhs-
I won't say that.
I won't, but they will. Okay.
Point.
Now, if you start going down that path as well, that is why I said legal stupidity. Okay, you have to get legal strategies in order. I don't think the legal strategies are being coordinated. And bhai dekho, tumko, you want to be stupid and go to battle unprepared, be my guest.
Just one line before I want him to speak. I think I agree with one point you said that there's too much of stupid legality. Because if you just leave it out, like I go a lot to temples and I go to Mahakal, etc. There has never been for me an atheist born to Muslim and a Muslim any discrimination. उल्टा पंडित जी लेके आते कहते आप जल अभिषेक करो वहीं बैठते आप जैसे जब भस्म आरती हुआ आई एम सिटिंग विद नंदी सो आई थिंक दैट इफ यू जस्ट लीव द रिलीजन द वे इट इज विदाउट गवर्नमेंट इंटरफियरेंस आई थिंक द एवोल्यूशन इज सच नोबडी केयर्स in today's time. They will be slight,
In some
but those will
areas
be the
they will, in
exceptions.
some
But
they
those
won't.
will be
Yeah.
the exceptions. I don't think as a rule, Hindus now will discriminate. And I'm saying this as a
But see,
non-believer.
for example, and I don't know how much this analogy holds. For example, in Punjab, in a lot of gurdwaras, the Jat Sikh would dominate the gurdwara and would not let the
Yeah.
Mazbi Sikh enter. Okay, in many places this happens. They dominated, and even in that series, that kick-ass series which was made by Virat Kohli's wife, Patal Lok. Remember that scene
Yeah.
where there is this particular
yeah.
guy from this community?
Yeah.
So there is a lot of that which used
It's
to happen.
actually the I shouldn't say expat community, but the insulated woke
Yeah.
Sikh community. It's they woke up to this, who live in cities, who are not exposed to this Mazhabi Sikh community. They woke up to this कि अच्छा ऐसे भी होता है, हमको तो पता भी नहीं था
नहीं,
कि हमारे गुरुद्वारों में अलाउड नहीं
पंजाब
है,
में
ये नहीं
बहुत
होता.
है.
It's
So, but
only
what
those
has
who are in
started
the
happening?
pinned know this.
But so look, there is a certain market forces, not in the commercial sense, but
Correct.
there is a
NOD,
certain
yeah.
market force even when it comes to religion. Now, if in the case, when you talk about the evolutionary part, let it continue, right? Let it happen on its own. They will figure out a way of managing it without bringing in the caste angle, because the moment you start bringing in the caste angle in, right, there will be a pushback from others. So if you want to unite, and that will be depending on whichever math or whichever temple or whichever this trust there is, then if you want to include the entire Hindu community into that fold and bring it in and make this the center point of a particular area, then you cannot have discriminatory practices.
Okay,
and if you have discriminatory practices, people will move elsewhere.
Namaste, Jai Hind. You're watching ANI podcast with Smita Prakash.
अगर हम उसको मस्जिद कहेंगे तो फिर विवाद होगा. The issue is टूटा है क्या भारत?
400 पार का मतलब ये है कि संविधान खतरे में है।
क्या हम लोग ये निर्देश देते हैं कि फला को गिरफ्तार करके जेल डाल दें?
वही तो कह रहे हैं सब।
ये बेबुनियाद निराधार आरोप।
सच्चा सुनना चाहो देखो स्मिता प्रकाश ANI, it does not lie.